Now, I don't know about you, but I like cartoons. I've always liked cartoons, and the sillier the better. And you can't really get much better than the Looney Tunes series, particularly the Roadrunner cartoons of the 1950s when they were being directed by Chuck Jones. And what we've got today for you is a very, very, very quick review of Desert Speedtrap on the Sega Master System, which, as you can see, looks the part. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, but it's actually when you pick the controller up and start to play it, there's seriously something wrong with this game. The cutscenes, which are like this, look very, very good and capture the spirit of the original cartoons, as does the look of the game and the graphics. But the problem is when you actually come to control Roadrunner itself, because it's basically like trying to control a bar of soap. It's incredibly difficult to manoeuvre yourself around the screen. If you look at the bottom left hand corner, you're actually competing against the clock. You're also trying to pick up stars and avoid various sort of drips which we saw right at the start, or birds flying around to get to the other side. You also need to peck the bird seed, as we're about to possibly do here. There we go. But the jumps are incredibly difficult to make, and like I said, Roadrunner is incredibly difficult to control. More so the fact that this game is basically a speed run. You've got a time, as we said, in the bottom left to move from one side to the other and hit the target to move on to the next one. But the problem is when the character is so uncontrollable as Roadrunner is, it's practically impossible to do so, more so when you miss jumps, which we're probably going to see very, very shortly. You see there, I'm fighting the controls just to try and stay on the ledge to keep going, and I've now sort of realised I've got 10 seconds left to complete the level, and I've got absolutely no chance of doing that. And it's a real shame, because Roadrunner is one of those licenses which, let's be honest with you, could make a pretty decent game. In fact, there was one back in 1984 which came out in the arcade and got converted to a number of systems at the time for home use. It perhaps wasn't as good a conversion home-wise as it should have been, but even so, it did try and create a faithful attempt of what the arcade game was. But again, that was slightly different, where Roadrunner was trying to evade the clutches of Wile Coyote, again using a basis of going from right to left, trying to avoid the traps and various things that were being set and go along the way. And there was also another Roadrunner game which came out for the Super Nintendo, which generally garnered the same sort of opinion, in the fact that the game was incredibly difficult to control and very much a missed opportunity. And as you can imagine, on the Super Nintendo, that certainly did look the part. There's some really nice graphics on that game, but the problem is it's just impossible to do so. Now, I've got no idea what that on the left and right hand side we saw there. You'll probably see it again in a second. I'm going to bound to fall off the ledge. Just struggling with the controls here. When you're edging forward like that, when they're as twitchy and slippery as they are, there we go, fall off the edge again, and there's another jump coming afterwards. I've got no idea what, I think that's a teleport device, but I've got no idea where it takes me to, and I'm just fighting it as I go along, and no chance of making that 1 minute time scale at the bottom left hand corner. Now, I played this game probably for about 25 minutes before I recorded this video, which, as you'll see, is about 4.5 minutes long. That really was about as much as I could take after half an hour of fighting this game. I had absolutely, there we go, fall off the ledge again. Absolutely no alternative but to pack it in. And it's a missed opportunity, and we will never probably see a Roadrunner license again, because times have moved on. This was roughly about 25, possibly closer to 27, 28 years ago now, and it's just not going to happen again. Fair play to everybody to get the right design. You know, for a Master System game, it looks pretty good, I've got to be honest with you. But now, there's something desperately wrong about this game. If you can, as I was doing, playing it off emulation, by all means free to do so, but I certainly wouldn't break any next to fork out any serious money for this one if you can find an original copy of it. It really isn't worth your time. It's worth maybe, as I've been doing, a quick 25 minutes, half an hour, and that's about your lot. So in all honesty, I really wouldn't bother with this game. It's just, well, it's just not worth it, and it's a shame. But sometimes that's how it is.